Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gaming Daddy channel. Today we're going to be looking at this whole targeted loot system and pretty much why I'm super happy that it's actually come to the Division 2, because it's something that I can't even believe that it's in this game because of a lot of the past events from the Division history all the way through now. But before we jump into it, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the participation from my last two videos and my posts where we've been talking about raid exclusives. That conversation is still going to continue, but for now we need to pivot onto something else, and it's been a spirited conversation nonetheless, and I just want to say I appreciate you guys for engaging in it. But before we even go into this video further, in April of 2017 I made a video actually titled "The Division, Did YouTube Change the Game for Better or Worse?" This video was published on April 29th of 2017, and in this video I actually asked a lot of questions that may have moved the game in a specific direction, and I also made some possible suggestions that, I felt the game needed to proceed forward with when the Division 2 was released. This is back in the day, right after they had basically announced that they were working on and developing the Division 2. And so in that video, I made one funny request and said, based on some of the conversations I'd had with people in the community, I felt that the developers needed to make targeted loot a thing, basically a system where you could pretty much pick out the rewards that you wanted every time you did or ran a mission. Now, this was given to me by a buddy of mine. We used to play on PlayStation 4 back in the Division 1 days, Marmig, and he told me that this was a system that actually was implemented in Diablo and was very successful. And me knowing that Hamish actually did work on one of the Diablo games before he went to Massive, I decided to package it and throw it into a video, and I thought nothing about it. Now, I'm not saying that Massive watched my video and did anything about it. For crying out loud, the video basically barely has 3,000 views, but I think that system was something that this development team probably understood was something that the development of this Division 2 game was going to need eventually at some time. And by Title Update 6, they eventually went ahead and put the targeted loot system in the game, which was actually pretty cool. And everybody knew what was dropping where. They knew they could farm things where they wanted to farm things. But this new system that has, basically come to the summit in, Title Update 11.1 actually takes it a notch. It actually moves it to the point where the player can actually pick out the kind of loot that they want to drop for them, which is something that I don't think is, something that anyone would have basically predicted that the developers would do in the Division 2. And so I think one thing about having these discussions with you guys here in the community, it's really helped me grow because it really shapes my focus to target aspects of this game that can actually be improved and made better. And, another thing too is I have to really do it in the face of a lot of opposition from other parties that want to see this game dead, other parties that, sometimes will come to the comment section and talk all kinds of smack, all kinds of nonsense. But, one thing they don't really understand is many of you have been with this channel since the very first day that I started putting out my videos, or even the very first few weeks. My channel was about to be 4 years old. October of 2016 was when I published my first Division video. I think it was October 26th, and it's really interesting to see that whole cycle eventually get to this point where things that we basically dreamt about, things that we basically had in conversations on chats, on discords, they made it into videos, and the development team, maybe they heard what we were saying, or maybe they even were thinking about those ideas, but eventually implemented them. And guess what? This is an idea that no one is saying is a bad thing. Everyone welcomes this idea with open arms. It's hard for the developers to do something that actually resonates like this, frequently, but we have it here. And I think all we're just going to do is we're going to go ahead and just cherish it. So I wanted to just take some time to actually savor this moment, because this game has come through some real rough patches. The thick and the thin has basically hit the Division. If you look at this, the way this game was progressing and the excitement into Warlords of New York, and how a lot of that excitement was dampened by many crappy events, it's really a rough patch to be in. And, to look at this game as a content creator and say, I'm going to stay dedicated, gets very challenging, but you want to show where your loyalties lie. And that's the kind of thing about, me. I'm a person where I want to know where my loyalties lie. And the day I want to leave the division, you will know about it. I mean, but as for now, I'm going to keep farming gear. I'm going to keep grinding stuff. And yes, I will be playing other games if you guys are wondering. But, those games have not necessarily resonated with me for the point where I will play them for 4 years, make videos about them for that long, and so this game still remains in a weird and unique position, even though it took them, only 3 years to implement something like this. It is still what it is. I'll take it. We'll take it. We're not going to say no. You guys here in the community, you guys are the ones who basically enjoy this game, support your YouTubers, support the work that we do. And if it wasn't for you guys, I would not be making content here. So I do appreciate you guys for your conversations. It's really driven this game further than you guys even think. I just spout your ideas or maybe oppose them in conversation for us to see the merits and the demerits. But I just want to say, enjoy your targeted loot today as you farm the summit for those pieces that you want. I hope you get them. I hope somebody drops something really nice for you, or maybe something really nice drops for you. I'll be joining you guys hopefully in the coming days to farm some as well. I'm working on some projects on the back end. When that comes to fruition, I will let you know. But you will see me in the Division 2, hopefully. Hence that, I would say, hang around, keep up with the channel if you want to get more content like this, and hopefully